This episode of It's Super Effective is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own personal websites, portfolios, or online stores. For a free trial and 10% off, visit squarespace.com and enter the promo code Pokemon at checkout. Squarespace is simple and easy to use with a beautiful layout, a drag-and-drop editor, and it features 24/7 support throughout live chat and email. Plans start at only $8 and will include a free domain name when you sign up for a year. Recently, Squarespace just got new fonts to use and more features for their online store. It's Super Effective started using Squarespace almost 4 years ago, and it's still the service we use today. You can start building your website today with a free trial and no credit card required. Again, when you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure you enter the offer code Pokemon to get 10% off your first purchase and to show your support for It's Super Effective. We thank Squarespace for their support of today's show. Squarespace, a better web starts with your website. And ours too, because we're using Squarespace. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 149th episode of the Pokemon Podcast. My name is SBJ, and with me today I have new recurring guest host person Logan is here.
New and recurring, which is like new and improved.
Except it can't be both new and improved because you can't.
It's similarly, you can't be new and recurring.
That's a valid point, Logan. Writing down, do not bring Logan back for making me seem like an idiot. And as always, we have classic Travis returning.
Old and has not improved since the first episode I've been on. I was thinking, y'all know I'm super into the food Pokemon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your Vanilluxes, I guess the plural of Vanillux is just Vanillux, your Vanillux, your Slurpuff. What do you think of a cheese Pokemon?
Sounds great.
Like Dunsparce? Is that cheese?
No. But just what do you think of like a poison type?
Oh no, I don't like this anymore.
Oh, like moldy cheese?
Like moldy cheese Pokemon.
Isn't cheese already mold? Isn't that a thing? Maybe that's like cottage cheese.
I think bacteria is how it's made, not is mold. I'm just showing my ignorance on this episode. I don't even know what mold is.
Do you think Grimer maybe used to be cheese?
Oh no.
Grimer, yeah, that Pokemon. It's not our Pokemon of the week. Hey, if you are a new listener of the show, this is It's Super Effective. We're a bad Pokemon podcast that's sometimes popular in iTunes on certain days. With that being said, we run down a format of covering some Pokemon-related news, which is usually us complaining. Then we do a middle segment, which is usually us complaining. Then we tackle a Pokemon of the week, which we complain about, and then we end the show.
And we complain about each other at the end after the show's over. I'm just like, ugh, Steve, you hosted that show so poorly.
This is 149 episodes later. It's no better than. It's a lot better than episode 1. I'm not gonna throw myself under the bus for that. Yeah, so we can jump right into Pokemon news. And the middle segment of the show, before I forget, is we asked a couple days ago for you guys to send in questions because Pokemon has been very light on the news front recently with E3 being over and whatnot. So we have a whole bunch of questions that some are Pokemon related, some are not Pokemon related. So we will tackle that. And next week, or I should say this coming Sunday, because we normally record on Sundays, but we couldn't record this week because my power went out and I complained on Twitter. That's what I do. But on episode 150, we have a very, very special guest, and I'm not going to say that name in case that person backs out, but
they're going to back out, and then it's just going to be me. Surprise! Travis is on the episode. Our great guest will have a one-on-one interview with everybody's favorite.
So it'd be pretty big. Special guest for 150. And then 151 will be our last episode before our hiatus, which just really means that we're going to take a month or two off because we're going to do a little Kickstarter to raise some money to pay for this show. Because after 4 years of doing it, we want you to pay something. Or nothing.
You must pay.
If you made it this far, it we're probably worth something of your time. We're the new Reading Rainbow of podcast.
Oh man, that was so inspirational. That Kickstarter.
They're definitely. I think it ends in like 24 or 20 hours or something.
So you're saying you're the LeVar Burton of the Pokemon fandom?
Yeah, except I wasn't on Circle Trek. I mean, that
is the salient difference between you and LeVar Burton. I will agree with that.
Really, we're the same people except for that one. And I'm sure he's never done a Pokemon podcast, so I got that up on him.
That's true.
I got that. You have that skill set.
That's very true. It's very true. News. Let's start with some boring news first. There is this thing called the U.S. Nationals for Pokemon. If you are going, it's actually going to be this weekend. We are recording this on July 1st. Nationals starts on the most patriotic day in Canada, July 4th.
I think you got the wrong country, but I'll let you keep going.
Yeah.
Canada is America's hat.
Or just Canada's pants.
Wow. I like pants a lot, so I'm all right with that. Right.
What?
Instead of celebrating the 4th of July, you will be competing from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Friday, because that's when the first event for the U.S. Nationals start.
That's so long.
If I'm not mistaken, there are 950 registered people already for the event.
That's awesome.
That's a lot. I don't know if that beats the 1 year I was there. Probably did.
I think it does. That sounds even bigger than last year, I think.
2 years ago, I felt like they had over 1,000 people. I think they had really? 1,032 people registered. So there will be TCG. It says on demand. I don't know if that's pay-per-view or whatnot, but it says TCG 8-person pickups. The price is free. The format varies. Winner will receive a Pokemon promo item.
Oh, so they just start one every time there's 8 people.
Yeah, it's like I think they call them like flights or like little shuttles. I did it the 1 year with like Will and Irene and everyone who was there. I mean, it's just you're just playing with friends normally. There's another on-demand TCG 8-person pickup. This is $5 to entry. Varies. Every entrant receives a pack. So even if you lose, you receive a pack. I think if you win, you get like 2 packs or 3 packs. Then there's TCG at 6 p.m., which is TCG Swiss Pods, which is a $5 entry. That's a standard format, limited to 4 Swiss rounds. Every entrant receives a pack and a prize awarded on base record. Oh, maybe that's where you get extra packs. That sounds like. And then there is a video game. This is the first time they're doing video game on demand, I believe, which is, unless they did it last year, which is 8-person pickup. Again, another flight of 8 people. That price is free. That format varies. So they might have one with legendaries, one without. And then the winner will receive a promo item. I'm assuming they'll get the TCG card that the TCG players get.
That's really cool that they're going to have something for you to do, even if you scrub out.
Yeah. They've always had stuff like that, but it looks like they're definitely more organized this year than previous years. Because I didn't, not that I went last year, but I don't remember seeing a chart like this. Bless you, Travis.
Thanks.
Bless your sneezing soul.
I mean, if you didn't say that, I was gonna be susceptible to demonic possession. So
Yeah.
That's true. I could repeat all those things again, but same thing's going to be happening on Saturday and Sunday. It does look like, of course, on Saturday you will have your standard straight Swiss TCG starting at 11, which is what people will go to. And then you have your standard video game thing that's going on. There's also at 6 p.m. on Saturday a singles video game battle, free of entry, limited to the first 64 players per age. So again, I don't know if this is new, but if you don't like to double battle, they're offering single battles.
It just seems like they should.
They did that. They did. I'm not sure if it's the exact same thing, but I'm pretty sure they did a very similar thing last year where you could play singles and they had a rotation thing as well, and triples as well. I think, or maybe this thing is bigger this year. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure there were like side things that were that as well.
Did they ever have a contest thing you could enter?
Not that I can recall.
Pokemon and Me challenge.
Definitely did not. That would be. It would have to be like a dog show where there'd just be judges and you just walk up there with your 3DS like on a leash, just dragging against the hard floor, and you're like, "This is my gulpin." Take a good gander.
It takes guts to bring a gulpin.
Yeah.
Show.
That's very true. The only difference on Sunday is besides having less events, because Sunday is always like everyone goes home upset because they lost day. They are doing a multi battle at 11, which is free. 2-player teams, limited to 32 teams per age group.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That would be really fun.
That's that sounds pretty cool. And that is our coverage for the U.S. Nationals. So that is that's taking place again this weekend. If you're going, maybe you're listening to this while you're driving there, or not listening to this at all. Probably the better of the choices. iTunes is a thing. A couple
really good transition.
Thank you. I'm here all hour. The Pokemon Origins. Sorry for my mispronunciation. Came out about a month ago in iTunes, which is what I predicted back when they pulled Origins from the web. Figured that it was they pulled it for a reason. Obviously, it looks like they signed a deal with Hulu. I don't know if it's still on Hulu though. Obviously, they partnered with iTunes, which only makes sense because of the X and Y albums being in iTunes back when the game was released, and them putting out the rest of the albums as they come. So not only is Origins in iTunes, Pokemon has put Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Pokemon the Series XY, which is not available on anything but iTunes right now, and I guess Cartoon Network. It is $20 per season in standard def. Each season has, I think, about 12 episodes. HD is like $2 more, $22, so I don't see why you would not buy HD. I don't know anyone who's buying standard def in iTunes.
At what point can we not call it the standard definition?
Crappy definition.
Yeah.
The LD, the lesser definition.
Inferior definition.
If you are a cheapskate, you can get the first episode of the series free in iTunes, I guess.
Or if you just like free things.
If you just like free things. Or if you want to decide if X and Y is worth buying. Everyone tells me that it's better than Black and White. So I don't know if that's saying much. It's like saying this rock is better than that pile of dirt. Ew. All right.
But like, what if it's like a gold rock and then pile of poop?
That's true. Pallet poop could
got us there, Logan.
Could go for a fine dollar on eBay. Pallet town poop.
Oh man, this is like the worst episode ever.
It's just going bad.
All downhill from here. Don't worry.
I could be talking about this, but what are your guys' thoughts on seeing Pokemon content in iTunes?
I mean, it's available for free elsewhere, so I'm not planning on buying it.
iTunes is rarely a place that I've ever gone for video content. Um, and even now, I'd pretty much use Amazon for getting my music. But yeah, I don't. It it's never been handy when I bought video from iTunes. It always seems like it's not as easy to watch things using the iTunes player. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like technologically inept and I don't realize how
No,
to use it using other players. But from what I can see, you can only use iTunes itself to play things, and I'm not too keen on that.
yeah,
So
they're
so
really into their ecosystem, and
yeah.
iTunes hasn't been really updated in like 10 years.
The last like 2 versions of iTunes have been pretty crummy,
hmm
but
So
That's iTunes.
basically, no.
So basically.
No
Uh,
to iTunes.
I like that. I mean, eventually, I hope they fill the whole back catalog. 'Cause-
Yeah, I like that it's out there, and I mean, but Netflix has got my attention with the first like 2 or 3 seasons of the original episode or the original
yeah.
run, and that's like all my nostalgia fix right there.
It's hard to spend money on something new when like there's a lot of old stuff you can watch for free on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like maybe if I work through all that, I'll
there's just a mountain of Pokemon content.
right. But it's cool in the like there is like an official like Pokemon channel in iTunes. So
Oh,
like
that's neat.
big things like Game of Thrones and like Mad Men, and like they get their own channels. So I think if it's like if you do iTunes/Pokemon, it'll open up the iTunes store and take you to where all the TV shows are, all the soundtracks are, the 2 Pokemon apps, which are the Pokedex and the Pokemon TV. So you get all your like Pokemon thing in. Hopefully they add podcasts under that, and then it's
Yeah.
super effective is there.
That'd
Ideally, right?
be awesome.
That'd be cool. I think like Game of Thrones and stuff have like a podcast section. Getting off topic, but I'm pretty sure they do.
Then it's a travesty that they don't have Pokemon podcast
That's
under
it.
that channel.
That's right.
Sorry, did you say my name?
No, travesty.
My last name starts with a W. You must be mistaken.
Oh, that was possibly the worst joke ever.
we did warn that it was only going downhill.
Yeah.
That's true. There's this thing called I don't even know what it's called. Zelda Zelda something. There's
If it's got
music.
Zelda in it, I'm not interested.
I said Zelda, not God. What? Zelda? I thought you said what? Pokemon.
And just keep on going.
There is a Pokemon Evolutions live orchestrated concert that's kicking off in Washington, D.C. on Friday, August 15th. I guess
Yeah.
where I was going is it's kind of taking those footsteps of that Zelda orchestrated
Yeah.
thing that went
Oh
on.
yeah.
So they haven't announced other locations yet, but this is pretty exciting. It came out of nowhere. They're doing music from pretty much all the Pokemon games here. Yeah, everything's listed from Red and Blue to X and Y. They have a little illustration of Pikachu being a conductor and Squirtle playing a trumpet, and Bulbasaur's on the
Cello.
cello. I would have said violin, but okay, cello, and Charmander has a flute because he has no talent.
Let's talk
Aw.
about how the best starter is also playing the best instrument.
None of them are playing a saxophone. So
You
I
can
don't
you
know.
can get out. You
That-
can get out.
I mean, I would be happier if there was a saxophone in this illustration.
I am not for any instrument that was invented by someone whose last name was Sax. That's not my jam. Here's the thing: the trumpet has existed in various forms for thousands of years. The saxophone is like a baby. The saxophone was invented in like the 1800s. I don't need your hip saxophone nonsense.
You're
The
so
trumpet
ageist.
is a classic. It will stay forever.
I mean,
That's
I don't
fair.
think the saxophone's going anywhere though. To
It's
be
a fad.
fair,
It's gonna pass. In the cosmic scheme of things, it's only been here for a blink.
Look, here's the thing: if this was Squirtle Squad Squirtle playing this trumpet, or he wouldn't be playing a trumpet, he would be wearing sunglasses and he would definitely be playing a saxophone. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Because it's way cooler.
Yeah, fair enough. The second, second, because I read my own articles when I post them to the site. The second place that this orchestra is going is Philadelphia, which looks like at the Performing Arts Place on Friday, September 19th. No ticket prices. Those are the only two dates. This kind of came out of nowhere, but is this where would you guys travel an hour, 2 hours to see said musical event?
Yeah, I think I would. I'd probably go up to like 3 hours.
If it were closer, I would go. But I'm not close to any of these events. And plus, I almost never play Pokemon with the sound on. I don't really play handheld games with the sound on. I get a lot of flack for that whenever I say it, but I generally play games when I'm on the go, like places where having the sound on would make me incredibly obnoxious. Last year, I played a lot of Pokemon X and Y in class. Let's not talk too much about that. But I sometimes I'll play with headphones on, but generally I don't play with music on. I used to more, so I'm not too attached to video game music generally.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm the same way. Like it's just more likely that you'll be obnoxious if you've got the sound on for handheld stuff. So there's all these like, I mean, it's not just like Game Boy games. It's like any iPhone thing that is applauded because it has a really good soundtrack. I'm just like, oh well, I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I talked about when I went to the Zelda orchestrated night. I can't remember, but if I didn't, I'll recap it real quick. It was really cool. Irene, who's never played a Zelda game, went with, and she really liked the music and the conductor, and I don't know anything about instruments, so she was like, "Oh, that's a flute," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Those are drums. Oh, all right, sweet." So she was like explaining that stuff, but you got this like weird mix of, I don't know, when I feel like if you go to like a musical event or anything that has a stage that's not like a rock concert, anything you're sitting down, I should say, like I feel like you dress up a little bit, right? Because it's like, oh, we're going for a night out.
Yeah.
To like,
Yeah.
well, you got that when you went to the Zelda. There were people that were dressed up, and I was like, jeans and a nice shirt, kind of like business casual when I went, but. Then there were like people that were just hoodie and jeans, which was all right, fine. Like no one told you, like it's not a requirement. And then you also got cosplayers, so you had people dressing up as Link, and like
Wow.
it was like super weird because you'd see like a guy in like a tux sitting next to like a Ganondorf,
Kind of a motley crew.
right? It's like, but you get a lot of street passes. That is a thing, and I can't remember how much. I think tickets. I think I paid. I was like third row for the Zelda thing. I think like the tickets were like $60 or $80.
Wow, that's totally worth it.
Yeah.
The third row.
Oh, I had my like button on the like when they went live. I was like bye. I don't know if I'd go if I was like farther back though, because it's like cool to see the people up there. I know they had like a projection because they had the game footage in the background. But I don't know. Like I like seeing the people play the music, like move the bow across the strings and hit the buttons to make sounds. But that was cool. That came out of nowhere. News. Did we talk about Mega Sableye last time, Travis?
I was not on the last episode, but I believe we talked about it in the episode prior. There's Mega Sableye, his gem gets really big and he hides behind it. I think that if I'm correct, the new ability is...
Isn't it like bounce, magic bounce?
No, wait.
Is it something
that would be
bounce?
really disappointing.
I know it changes from Prankster, that's all I remember, but I don't feel like it's magic bounce.
I feel like it's the same thing that Espeon has.
That's magic bounce, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Umbreon. I felt like an Eevee evolution had it.
You're right. Magic Bounce. Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah.
What is that? Not good.
Magic Bounce is a good ability.
What
Yeah,
is
but
this
it
Yeah,
Pokemon?
it makes anything that happens to you happen to the other person. So if you fall asleep, it also makes them fall asleep.
yeah, any non-damaging move is reflected back to the user. So that's even
Makes-
Stealth Rock, Spikes, Toxic, all those things.
What
Yeah.
about Tail Whip?
That would flip right on back to the user. So you might want to be a little wary if you're using Tail Whip against someone who runs a Mega Sableye. I don't think that. I mean, it depends on what the exact stats of Mega Sableye are, but to me, it's sort of disappointing that it doesn't keep Prankster. I know I'm not even sure if there are any. No, I guess we talked about this last time. Like Mega Blaziken still has Speed Boost, but uh, Sableye having Prankster was pretty much that was its niche, was that it did prankster things.
Yeah.
And it had a move pool that made it a little different than the other prankster users. And
it used
more
to have
viable.
no weaknesses and
Right.
be a prankster, and then it lost one of those things, and now it's lost both of those things.
Yeah.
So
I
sad.
think it's Gemma's gonna get it like killer defense.
Yeah, I would imagine like most of the 100 are going to go to defenses, maybe 50 and 50, because you get 100 extra base stats when you Mega Evolve, or at least so far.
That's what what would you say, the report, the announcement said, is that its defensive stats increase. So, I mean, so that will be cool, but I don't know, I like Sableye as a prankster, and I don't really like Magic Bounce as a Mega ability. Mega Absol has it as well, because until that Pokemon has Mega Evolved, it's not going to be magically bouncy. Um, because the thing that makes Magic Bounce really good is that you switch in when they're using Stealth Rocks or something. So let's say you have Mega Sableye on your team, your opponent leads with something like a let's just say Ferrothorn for an example. They use Stealth Rocks. You want to switch into Mega Sableye so it Magic Bounces back to the person using it, but you wouldn't be able to do that until you've already had Mega Sableye out there and have Mega Evolved Mega Sableye. So it makes it trickier to get value out of Magic Bounce.
Yeah. Yep. And Prankster is just great all the time, forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Forever and ever. What we did in celebration, I guess, of Mega Sableye, or I don't even know what to call it. Anyways, Jeff Feedy, who did some art for Mega Mondays, most of the art for Mega Mondays, besides I think Logan and your website buddy Russell,
Yeah.
did the Mega Manetric art. But Jeff did a Mega Sableye wallpaper that
Really nice.
it's very cool that you can download. We have pretty much all the standard computer display sizes, and then some iOS sizes as well. But I think one of the iPad sizes works really good for Android. I'm not sure which one though, but I've never had an Android device, so I'm not sure. I mean, they range so vary. iPhones are, I at least know that size pretty well, but they're free. So if you haven't done so already, you can go to PokemonPodcast.com and download said wallpaper. They're pretty cool. They're pink, I guess. So if you don't like pink, then don't download it.
Download it anyway. We command it.
The last bit of news I got was sometime last week we heard about the Pokemon Twitter direct messaging certain people on Twitter. I don't know if you two heard about this.
Mm-mm.
So they were direct messaging certain followers of their account. It looks like more popular Pokemon people, so not me.
But you're popular.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Aaron Zhang, we talked about him before. We had an interview with him on the website. He got that message. Josh, last name is losing me. He does YouTube.
Oh, Jaywitz?
Yeah, Jaywitz. He got one.
Justin Flynn, maybe?
Yeah, I think Justin Flynn, Ash Fangirl,
Hmm.
she got one. So all these people, well, I don't know how many total, but they got direct message to send their addresses back to Pokemon. And it looks like most of them got their packages today. And that included an announcement from the Pokemon Company's president and CEO, Mr. Sinushisha something, Aishirahara.
Wait, what? Who is president?
Tinzishka Hashiha.
The Nintendo. The Wait, what? The president of what? Like
President?
Iwata?
No, president of the Pokemon Company.
Oh, okay.
And he's also CEO and president. He's both roles. He announced that PokemonCenter.com will be reopening on August 6th.
Really cool.
This website was used to buy official Pokemon products. It was shut down on January 31st, 2008. The new website will have products for the United States that will include items that were exclusive to Japan. Inside this package, it looks like there's a Pikachu notebook, Pikachu iPhone case, and a Pikachu with a mail carrier hat, and then finally a Pokemon Center water bottle. I'm assuming the Klefki official keys are going to be on there. I don't know if you guys saw that.
What?
Pokemon Center actually made like a Klefki key ring that you can put your keys on.
Oh
That's
man, I can't wait. I am gonna get that.
It's like $24 on some Japanese site, but then you got to pay
bargain.
like $8 to ship it. So
I would easily pay $1,000.
I would give them the keys to my home. That key ring.
So if you're interested in this Klefki keyring that you might have just heard of now, I would probably wait until August 6th. Otherwise, you're going to pay like $30 to some Japanese website who may or may not steal your money. Exciting for you guys? Are you into Pokemon merchandise?
You just heard me got super excited about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to buy everything.
I was disappointed that there were so many Pikachu things. I mean, I'm really into figures. I've got a lot of figures on my desk, and also I'm really excited about those dumb things that Nintendo announced. For
The Amiibos.
Smash Brothers. Yeah, Amiibos. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I'm really excited about any kind of merchandise, really. But I mean, mainly Amiibos are exciting because basically Skylanders is everything I wanted as a 12-year-old. But now I have an excuse to buy Skylanders-ish things for games that I actually play, because Skylanders is just kind of an okay platformer.
It is just okay. It is nothing special.
I thought you were like super into Skylanders
I mean,
for a while, Steve.
Let me tell you, I love collecting and wasting money.
Yeah.
Those two go hand in hand.
Yes, they do.
But
That's why you're not into Hearthstone. You're like, a card game that you can play for free. Ooh, give me the Pokemon that I can keep paying all the time.
Let me give you money, Hearthstone. Let me just
let me tell you, I have spent more than $100, Steve. So the window is open.
If there was a button that was like $200, get 2 of every card. Done. Spend it and go. I don't have time.
That's absolutely not the case.
I don't have time to earn this stuff.
You can buy cards, but you can't selectively. Yeah. Welcome to Hearthcast. I'm your
Well, yeah, I mean, you can dust your stuff. If you spent $200, you would likely have 2 of almost every card.
See, it's that almost that. See, with Pokemon, I could be like, Troll and Toad. I need 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of these. All right, $80 later. Great, perfect. I have a deck that I'm going to lose at next week.
Well, this one, you know how, like, I don't know. I think, this is kind of going down a rabbit hole for Hearthstone, but I think it really captures the wonder of the first time you played a card game. So rather than
should I start playing like dramatic, like inspirational music? It's really the wonder.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like the first time that you ever opened a pack of any kind of card game, it was like, oh my gosh, this could be anything. And now, like you said, you just go to Troll and Toad and buy the deck because that's the more financially responsible way to go, even though it's still not very financially responsible. But in Hearthstone, there's no trading, so you can't buy from anybody. So it's really actually pretty awesome every time you open the pack, and they make like particle effects fly out at you, and the guy screams when you get good stuff.
Epic.
Yeah, it's awesome. It just makes me smile every time that I open a pack in that game.
I played it very, very consistently for a week straight, pretty much every night before I went to bed. I'd probably put 2 or 3 hours in. But I loved Arena. I loved
yeah.
like drafting,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't like I had to pay for it every time. It was I get that you get prizes. I just wish there was like a free arena where like I don't get prizes. I just play.
Yeah, I wish there was like a way you could do tournaments or just like play with somebody or something in arena, because arena is the best way for me. That's the way I have the most fun.
Yeah. I felt like I had the most fun, like, because it made you think more. Just with like, there was like a mini game in itself of like picking those cards and like, oh, like maybe I'll risk going this route, and then like, oh, I never sell this kind of card again, so now I kind of gotta mix and match.
Yeah.
We'll be taking a break on Argent Squire Cast, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about our card of the week. This week's card of the week is Northshire Cleric.
The only card I remember is like Wild Boar. Is that a card? Yeah, there's
It is,
boars.
yeah.
1/1 charge, 1 cost. It's a beast.
Yeah, so it's great in Hunter deck.
Perfect. I think that's all we have for Pokemon news. I'm probably forgetting a bunch of things, but we've been rambling for 30-some minutes, so it's good enough, right? So when we come back, we'll go over your guys' questions we pulled from Twitter and Facebook, and yeah, this is a Pokemon show. Sometimes. We'll be right back. And we are back from our break to answer your guys' questions that were pulled from Twitter and the Facebook. It used to be called the Facebook at one time. Now it's just the Facebook.
Drop just Facebook. I'd read a paper on that movie, so I have seen that movie countless times. I could probably start from the beginning of that movie and just tell you every line.
But do you like the movie?
What?
Yeah, I like it. But I don't think I could ever watch it again because I've seen it so many times. But I think it's a good movie. Yeah, it's interesting.
Can we bring our Quentin Tarantino debate?
Oh
No.
my god, no.
My mentions were flooded with Quentin Tarantino for like an hour and a half. And don't get me wrong, like Tarantino, good director, but amongst my like he is second only to Christopher Nolan in people that my fellow film students talk about way too much. I hear so much about those two that I wish that they just didn't exist so I could talk about anything else.
What about Robert Rodriguez?
No one talks about Robert Rodriguez, so I was fine when the conversation went in that direction.
No one likes Spy Kids, man?
There aren't many Spy Kids fans.
Okay. Is Spy Kids like actually genuinely good? Because I've randomly heard that a couple of times. I haven't actually sat down to watch it, but
I've heard it's good, but I have not.
I've never spied on any children.
I've only seen like the second one. I've only seen like the first like 45 minutes, and I was not bored.
Oh, there you go. I feel like I'm missing out on something because I think that I'm too cool for it, and that probably makes me way less cool.
I believe there are 4 Spy Kids.
Wow.
Well, then there's the Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and that's the same thing, right?
That is very true. I bet this will be our last Robert Rodriguez thing. From my understanding, not only did his kids like write it, and he was like, I have the money, like I'm going to direct it. He spent that time like learning how to do effects. So like he purposely did effects to learn how to do effects, and then it led up to like Sin City and Planet Terror and all that stuff. So like pretty much like it. I mean, it was super smart in a director stance of like I need to.
It was a learning experience,
right? And it's not like he lost money. Like Spy Kids did really well every time it came out because it was a kids movie. So why wouldn't parents pay $14 a ticket? Questions. Let's see here. This is a long question. So Zach on Facebook says, take your time making the show. Love longer shows. Considering that this will be a last one for a while, I corrected him and said there will be 2 more, including this one. Actually, he didn't have a question at all. Oh, wait.
All right, cool.
He goes, do you guys have a better idea when you will be back? That was the question. I knew it was there. Before Oars comes out, we will be back is the goal. So like a month off, use that time to prep the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter runs for a month. So, I don't know, like 2 months off. That's not that bad. I still have like little mini episodes planned, in that time. So it won't be like 2 months of silence. And of course our Twitter will still go. So hope that answers your question. Travis writes in, posts in, what's it like inside a Pokeball? Logan, that's all you.
I mean, you could watch that Tamashi video. It's shown as many things. Sometimes it's a mansion where they're having like a rad time, and sometimes it's drawn as like a really cold, damp place, or like sometimes I think there's a Psyduck section where he's like cramped in it. So it's probably really bad inside that Pokeball. But the show has shown it in many different ways. The games have sort of alluded to it that it's that you put them in a PC, so they're just like data or energy. So it's not really
digital monster.
So it's not really a space. It looks like Reboot, the show Reboot. On the inside.
I'm not sure anyone's heard of that because I haven't.
Can you compare it to Spy Kids?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
If you could relate everything to the Robert Rodriguez children's films, that would be good.
When they went into Shark Boy and Lava Girl, like into the comic thing, it's like that. It's like the Lava Girl section.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean,
for all Pokemon, even like fire types or not,
Shark Boy and Lava Girl was just the sign that Gen 3 was getting a remake.
Shark Boy is Kyogre and Lava Girl is Groudon.
How did no one see this coming? Ben says, if you could Mega Evolve yourself, what would you look like?
Oh.
LOL.
I would have really beefy arms. Like Mega Swampert.
I like riding on a bicycle, so I would just get a bike and be faster.
What, like,
could you be on the Mega Bike?
Could you detach from the bike?
No, it's like my legs look like they're going to pedals, but then when it gets down to where my feet are, it just forms into the same metal as the bike because I have complete control of the wheels turning, so I wouldn't need to do any pedaling.
I see.
You'd have terrible balance, though.
But I am the bike. You know what I mean?
Obviously. Yeah. Well, like, I could look the same, like Mega Sableye, except I get the gem and then I take it to a bank and I cash it in.
You would literally sell your soul.
Yes. Cody writes in, what is your opinion on pie?
I like pie.
P-I-E or P-I?
P-I-E.
I want to come out like as I also like PI. I mean, that's a good.
What kind of pie? What's your favorite pie, Travis?
Well, I don't even like desserts, but I do like
But what?
pie. Pie is an exception in the dessert category of things I do like. My favorite type of pie by leaps and bounds is lemon meringue.
My favorite pie is a cherry pie.
It's a good one.
I like the classic apple pie.
Can't go wrong with the classic apple pie.
Now,
can't.
Steve, do you do the thing where you put cheese on your apple pie?
No, I
Ugh.
usually. Yeah, ugh.
That's a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
A scoop of ice cream, vanilla in particular, on top of my apple pie.
What would you think of like a butter pecan ice cream scoop with an apple pie? That's a combo that I am in favor of which I am in favor.
I feel like that's kind of gilding the lily. I just want vanilla up in my apple pie. Guys, let's pause so we can go get some pie.
Yeah. And we are back from our pie.
Good question, Cody. Liam writes in, I know this is probably too late, but will there be another 649 Monsters show?
650 monsters.
651 Monsters. For those of you unfamiliar, 2 years ago, I hosted an art show in Milwaukee called 649 Monsters. This was obviously before. We have over 700 monsters now. Last year, I did a show called Battle City, second art show in Milwaukee. This year, no show was planned due to focusing on the website and just the podcast itself. There is possibilities for a show next year, though. The problem is, I think everyone in Milwaukee has enough Pokemon artwork. I mean, if they like Pokemon, they obviously came to the show, right? Like, I advertised it pretty well, and
You've saturated the market.
there's an overflow of artwork, not only in people's houses, but especially in my house. Michael writes in, you are a gym leader now. What is your type and your shtick?
Oh, the and shtick caught me because I've heard the question before, and I don't know if on the show, but I would go ice type definitely. Ice is my favorite Pokemon type. I would probably myself and all of the people in the gym would try really hard to be like cool, like link cool to ice, but just not be good at it. Just be trying way too hard.
All right. This is a really good question. Steve, you got to answer for next.
Zit. Cut this. Sorry, I was letting my cat out of the room.
You cannot cut that.
What
I forbid you from cutting. Whop. Whop zip.
My cat, Sinnoh, his name is Sinnoh. He gets very mad when he's not in the same room as me. And so he's been in the room since we started the show. And he was meowing like crazy. Probably he had to go to the bathroom, I'm assuming, or to get some pie. But I let him out of the room, and then when I came back, all I heard was like, Steve, what is your gym? And I was like,
You can't cut that out.
I won't, because I had to explain now that my cat had to get pie, so I think that's worth keeping.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
So ice type, I'm sorry, I didn't hear your shtick, but I'll hear it when I cut and edit. Did Logan say anything?
No, I was buying time, but now all my thoughts are gone. I know I'd be water.
Oh, I was gonna say water too.
You have to fight for it.
I would say water with a requirement of a double pedal. That would be my thing.
I would be water, and you'd have to do a contest to get my gym badge.
Sweet.
Skip this gym. Move on. I heard there was another water gym down the street. Let's just go there. Guy's way cooler. He has cats. Nicholas writes in, what are your thoughts on Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? Ors, as we call it on this show. I'm excited for it. I think it's too soon for another Pokemon game. But you can't really blame the Pokemon company. Like, that's what they do, is make Pokemon games, and
It's true.
so you can't like blame them for doing what they're good at doing. But it's cool to see that they've expanded to Twitter and to iTunes, and they're opening a store. So I mean, like, they took what was 1999 fad, and they kept it going for almost 2 decades. So
Yeah, but they're keeping it going.
yeah. So I'm excited. That is
I think that unlike the saxophone, that Pokemon has found a way to transcend beyond just fad status.
Saxophone's been around for a long time, and like fad status was like jazz era.
Yeah, right. Because all of the like ancient religious texts, they all mention like the great sounding of the saxophone.
Yeah,
there's to celebrate.
Saint Saxophone, the patron saint of saxophones.
Yeah, yeah.
in Mario Kart 8. There's this terrible course called Dolphin Shores, but the only
Shoals,
good
right?
is it Shoals?
Whatever.
There's dolphins that swim. You drive underwater primarily, but the benefit of suffering through that track, because it's a terrible track, the worst in Mario Kart 8 is when you arise from the water, you hear this jamming sax.
Yes, that is the reason.
Just going to town, and you're like, for like 7 seconds of being above water, you're like, man, that was worth it. And then you suffer.
They really do. Like, when you're underwater, the sax is muffled and
yeah.
volume is significantly lowered. So it really is like you emerge and you're like, oh, it feels so refreshing.
Yeah, and it's on the only good turn in that course because you can like slide that hole.
Yeah, it's like a big turn. Oh man, I actually like it when you get on the eel right before you get up.
Yeah, nah, it's no eel.
That wah ooh was almost good as wow.
Your guys' thoughts on Ors?
Today's Pokemon of the week is Wop Zip. No, similar thoughts to you, Steve. I am excited, but this, and I've said it before, this is the least excited I've been about a new Pokemon game announcement, partly because I don't have a lot. I have the least amount of fondness. No, I'm whopping zipping. I have the least. Hoenn is the region for which I have the least fondness. It's fine. Gen 3 is fine, but it is my least favorite of the generation, so I'm not as pumped to see it being remade as I was Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because I'm jamming for Johto. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I could definitely respect that it's like the weakest in terms of gameplay and stuff, but just the time in my life when I played the original Sapphire.
Time of my life.
Thank you so much.
It's just Logan holding a box, like a GBA box with Pokemon Ruby, like at arm's length, just spinning around as that song plays.
And it's got to be the SP, because that was so awesome. The SP was perfect, you guys.
I never had one.
Well, a Game Boy Advance, you couldn't see anything. It was all pitch black. Every game was pitch black. And then the SP came out and it had a light in the back, so you could see the games, where before you could not see.
Man, I look at an original Game Boy and I'm like, how? Like, my eyes cannot dilate to that screen anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy how much your eyes are just like, this isn't even fun. And you think it like, anyway. But the time of my life when I played Ruby and Sapphire, that was probably the most into Pokemon that I
Mm.
was, and my friends all were at the same time. We all had the secret bases. We were all getting into effort training and figuring out those mechanics. So it was a good generation for me. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm excited to I mean I keep kind of fanboying out on the secret bases, but that's really why, because it reminds me of good times with friends.
Yeah, I think a lot of how much you enjoy a Pokemon game is like how you're enjoying that with other people.
Yeah.
Because like I remember like every night playing Heart Gold Soul Silver with Aaron, who was on the show at some point in time. Could be dead now, but um, like I remember that very vividly, and that was uh, right before we started actually recording. It's super effective. So like,
Aaron, if you're out there, if you're hearing this, please let us know. Please help us help you.
uh, Jar. I'm saying this really wrong. Jair. Jar.
I would say Jer.
Jerbear. Um, anyways, he posts on our Facebook a lot. Big fan, so shout out to him. But he posted, "Will there be any articles on the site during the hiatus?" That answer is yes. I still get official Pokemon press releases that go up, and so I post them as soon as I can. And of course, with like official art, I make sure I tweet that out right away, so you guys have um, hopefully transparent PNGs to work with. I see no reason hiding them or keeping them away from you guys. It's official art. Obviously, Pokemon wants you guys to have it, so um, that's that. What is your Don post? What is your favorite Pokemon memory? I.e., surprising encounter or epic battle?
My least favorite Pokemon memory is that time that I found a shiny Zangoose in that Seviper Horde battle, and all the Seviper killed him before I could catch him.
That sounds
So
pretty epic, at least.
yeah, but I wish I would have vined it or something. I don't know, but
Do it for the vine.
yeah, my
I would have to say
most favorite.
I would have to say Nationals 2 or 3 years ago, when we were all looking at the matchups. What would you say
The flights.
you know
the
the
flights.
list where it said who you're playing against, and Irene and I realized that we were playing each other. That was really cool to being at this giant Pokemon tournament and end up randomly matched up against each other for a match. That was a lot of fun.
uh,
I think my most favorite was like this. Just the. I mean, I literally one of my friends, Matt. We basically like I hadn't talked to him in like 2 years, and X and Y came out, and we just knew that both of us were really into the competitive scene. So I basically, got to remake An Awesome Friend, and we went to the regional together, and it was awesome. So that was fun. Friendship.
yeah, I would want to. Probably like my happiest Pokemon memory was 649 Monsters. I think actually like doing that art show and like people showing up for it. Like I was just like, oh my god, this actually worked. Because there was so much work that just went into like contacting artists and printing and framing and hanging and yeah, that was incredible.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, just I traveled to a lot of Pokemon events like nationals and regionals and states and battle roads and just met a lot of people there, which is cool. I don't think I have like a very specific one. I guess like the art show would be the one, but like even like things like meeting David and Travis like for the first time, and when we all like had dinner at Ma and Pa's whatever restaurant that was.
Wait, where did you mean Max and Irma's?
Yeah, Max and Irma's. Ma and Pa's.
Pause.
Max and Irma's. That was I don't even know what we talked about, but it was super funny. And it was like 8 of us, and yeah, like stuff like that. Yeah. What else do we have here? Josh post. What do you guys think of this? Having a tournament only using teams that you've used throughout the single player story. Just say that you've used it. Just say just what you've used, like the 8th gym or the Elite Four, no legendaries. What you've used through the campaign.
I mean, that seems like it'd be really fun, but there's no way to verify that or anything. Or
Yeah, but I mean, for a fun thing, just like what's the the honor system?
yeah.
Between friends, that would be interesting. It's sort of strange combining a tournament, which is an inherently competitive thing, with like casual play. So it would have to sort of exist in that liminal state of like tournament with friends, I think, for it to actually work out. But I think it could be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Most of the time, when a new one comes out, most of my friends, like when we collectively beat the Elite Four, like whoever beats it first will pause for a little bit, and then we sort of like save our team from that, and then battle each other. That's a lot of fun. Not technically a tournament, but still the same deal.
I've always liked battling my friends like every gym.
Yeah.
And because like the first gym you have like 2 Pokemon or 3 or whatever, and like your team changes so much throughout. So I mean, my team at least changed a lot through the 8 gyms. I mean, so that was always like fun to do. It's like, oh, we're at the 4th gym, and I still have a Bidoof. Let's battle. Halfway there. Micah writes in. I think many people already found the number of Pokemon overwhelming. Do you think there will be a point when there's too many Pokemon? What would your magic number be?
No. No, I don't think there'd be too many.
I am always astounded by my mind's ability to just instantly, all right, well, we got a few hundred more. Let's add them to the list.
Yeah, I'm terrible with names, like human names.
Yeah, I am too.
But every Pokemon is fine. Yeah. Oh, that's a Tangela. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever stop. I think you kind of get around that by doing like prehistoric evolutions or mega evolutions, or like, because Mega Blaziken is just Blaziken with the word mega in front, but it's definitely very different.
Yeah.
No, they can't ever stop making new Pokemon. Like that's not just their business model. That's like part of their business model that they really can't ever change. That's like the heart of the business model. Like you want the new Pokemon, you buy the new game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's be a magic number. I'm never mad that there are more.
Yeah, neither I.
Neither.
Brandon posts, what makes a chair a chair?
No. I will not answer this question. You two can just have your little
Logan, it's
pseudo philosophy.
It's all you.
Go. Just next question.
Are you like throwing your keyboard over there, Travis?
Yeah. Next question.
Sorry, Brandon. Tyler post. Now that the Pokemon soundtracks are in iTunes, what is your favorite song? I personally love Professor Sycamore's theme, as well as the final rival champion battle theme from Red and Blue.
This is all you, man, because me and Travis have previously stated that we don't listen to the music.
That's true. You guys don't. I really like the X and Y music, the ending credits that we play at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig that song a lot. That's probably the one that stands out.
I know it's a pretty common answer, but I like the X and Y music for the legendary encounters. I like X-Ray and Yule Ball.
Classic X-Ray and Yule Ball. Let's see here. This is a little bit long one. Michelle posts, if there were to make a giant squid Pokemon, What would you want it to look like? What would you want its name or abilities be or type? I think a giant fire squid Pokemon would be cool. Or a giant rock type like Onyx, except it could use water moves.
Didn't she mean Tentacruel?
Is he a squid? Isn't he like a jellyfish?
That's what I thought, yeah.
Well, okay, yeah, you're probably right.
Although it's
not-
tentacles, and you wouldn't really say a jellyfish has tentacles, would you?
I thought they were.
It's
What
got
else are they called? Like floppy things?
armies.
Arms?
Arms.
Arms?
Floppies, definitely.
Yeah.
Jeff Thiede, the artist who did Mega Sableye, he suggested Mega Octillery.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, if I was a squid, water poison, but that's already what Tentacruel is.
Yeah.
What if it's not water type at all? Like, what if it were sort of like how Inkay, you think it's going to be water type, but it's not? What if it were just like,
That'd be
you know,
cool,
like-
just like an ice type.
poison flying?
Is there a poison ice Pokemon?
There's not.
That'd be cool.
Seems like a ninja sort of deal.
Yeah.
We got a two-part question here. Netty. Let me zoom in. I can't see you this far. That is an L. Netly. Which do you prefer better, Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Oh yeah, I would go Coke as well, but I'm not too loyal. I'll have either. I don't really notice that much of a difference.
I'm fiercely loyal. Coke is way different.
It is very different. I agree with Logan. I would do Coke just because I like Cherry Coke a lot. Like Cherry Coke's my default if they don't have Dr. Pepper.
Right.
And if they don't have either, I just leave the restaurant. I'm just like, just flip the table just out. Follow-up question. What are your opinions on Miley Cyrus?
I don't have an opinion of Miley Cyrus.
I think I've only heard the one song with the USA one. Party in the USA. I think that's the only song I've heard.
In the USA.
So I can't really I'm not really an expert in the situation.
I've seen Hannah Montana like once, maybe twice, when I was at my parents' house and it was on. People were watching it. I mean, she's a chick from Disney. I guess not anymore, but whatever.
All I know is that all of those like young stars, I always feel so bad because they're, at like such a young age, just being scrutinized by every single person who has ever like had a television or something, which at that age must not be healthy.
I mean, yeah, clearly it doesn't result in very good behavior most of the time.
I mean, Shia LaBeouf worked out, right?
Oh, man.
Transformers and stuff.
You might say he transformed his image.
No, man, he peaked at Holes. That was good.
Yeah, that's on Netflix, Holes.
It's a good movie.
Digging up those holding.
Finally, from Nate on Facebook, what is each person's favorite Mega Evolution?
Mega Manetric, the one that I did an article on. You should go read it at PokemonPodcast.com.
Very true.
I like Mega Pinsir and Mega Ampharos a lot. I know after I'm going to think of one that I like better, but those are the ones that immediately come to mind.
Ampharos does have that awesome mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. I like Mega Banette a lot. It made me like Banette as a Pokemon. And I feel like Banette's always like the ghost Pokemon that no one remembers.
It's true.
And Misdreavus.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They are the Huntail of ghost types.
Oh, too bad for them. Let's jump over to some Twitter questions here.
I can't wait for the Mario Kart 8 one.
Is there a Mario Kart 8 one? I haven't looked through them. Oh, yeah, I see it now. What is your favorite Pokemon? Each of the hosts.
Pile of swine.
Zigzagoon. I'm not being weird. I mean that.
Do you have
Everyone,
to say that every time anyone asks you if you're a Pokemon? Like, no, I seriously just like Zigzagoon.
Yeah, people think that I'm joking, but I'm not. I love it, and it gives you items at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Stuff. I actually trained a whole squad of them up to level like 90,
wow.
so they could find me Master Balls because they can.
What?
Yeah.
What? Breaking news, guys. Stop the show.
Wait, is it really Master Balls? I thought Rare Candy was the best thing Pickup could
Oh
do.
no, I'm sorry. Rare Candy was the right one. Yeah, I'm sorry, but Rare Candy is way more useful than a Master Ball anyway.
I guess that's true. I mean, like, Master Balls are only good for shiny Electrodes or shiny Geodudes.
Yo.
They self-destruct on you.
yeah.
Mine always changes. Probably right now, Chandelure. I cannot say... Let me slow myself down. I cannot say chandelier without accidentally saying chandelure. Like, I was like looking at this house over the weekend and I was like, oh, look at that sweet chandelier they have. They're like, oh, what? I was like,
Litwick. I mean, Wop, zip.
I love that you keep bringing it back to Wop Zip.
Is that what I even said?
Yes.
Absolutely.
You're gonna edit this, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, I definitely said wop zip."
Oh, God, it is 100 degrees in this room. I am just sweating hardcore right now. I lost like 5 pounds recording this episode for you guys. I'm sorry, I didn't even say. Zemer asked that last question. I believe he is in Israel because he said, I'm waiting up in Israel time for the next episode. We're recording it as fast as we can. This person's Twitter name's in like Japanese, so I can't. Frisco Blah, I believe his handle is. Pokemon Podcast. Best fire-type Pokemon in Gen 3 or... I'm not doing any more conspiracy theories. That is like all C2E2 ever gives me. But we will do best fire-type Pokemon in Gen 3, which is obviously Camerupt.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like Camerupt. I'm trying to think what other Gen 3 fire types are there.
Blaziken.
The starters, but wasn't Gen 3 the one, or I guess it's Gen 4 that gets criticized of having like 2 fire types at the beginning of the game? Like Ponytail's the only one you have, but I'm trying to think of what fire types are even in Gen 3 other than Camerupt. Camerupt
I think
are awesome.
Slugma.
Slugma was in Gen 2.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah.
Slugma. Wannabe muck. Get your face out of here.
Slugma
I like
was my...
Slugma and Magcargo.
Yeah, they were my first like baby, sitting on the eggs Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really struggling for fire types here.
And Gen 3, the fire types are Torchic, Combusken, Blaziken,
And that's it.
Numel, Camerupt, Torkoal. Torkoal's really nice.
Torkoal's cool.
Cast Form when the weather's right.
Cast Form.
And that's
my vote
it.
for Cast Form.
And that's it, I think.
Maybe that was a trick question for Gen 3.
Yeah, so Camerupt is the answer.
Yeah. No, Cast Form.
Cast Form's pretty cool. Joseph says, can you rank your favorite champions from all the generations? No.
Steve doesn't even know who's the champion of Gen 5. My favorite champion...
Gary Oak.
Yeah, I don't...
My favorite champion's Iris. I just really like Iris as a person.
I think Alder might be my favorite champion. I like Alder a lot.
After the anime, Alder will not be your favorite champion.
Oh, I have not seen
Don't
the anime.
ever watch an episode of the anime involving Alder, or your opinion of him will be ruined. I'm being serious to anyone listening to this show. If the anime includes Alder, please skip it.
My girlfriend Carly is going to break up with me for not saying Cynthia.
Oh.
I can't.
It's pretty harsh.
It's a joke, but you can laugh.
There's no laughing on this show. I don't know Cynthia's personality as well as I should. Like, I don't know, like when, and that was Sinnoh, if I'm not
Gen
mistaken.
4, yeah.
Like if I can like play a game and get their personality from that, kind of like how you get Blue's personality right away. You get that he's just a jerk. Like
That's all he is.
yeah, that's all he is, and that's like all you need really. Like I got that from Iris, and I didn't get that from Cynthia, but
What's interesting about Cynthia is it's almost like her appearances in other games eclipse that of her appearance in her own game.
yeah, and so it's like harder to judge, and I would probably have to go back to Gen 4 to like relive that. But like Iris, I don't know, stands out a lot.
I think my least favorite champion would have to be. I mean, I'm gonna get hate for this because he's the edgy one, but I don't really like Lance that much because I feel like he doesn't have a personality. It's not even you. It's hard to get a hold of it. I just don't feel like
It's hard to judge somebody with 2 Dragon Knights, 1 Dragon Hair, and 2 characters.
I don't think he's anything other than Dragon Man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I always thought like he was like that. You look up to that person, like, oh, like this guy is the best, and then has the worst possible team because it was Gen 1.
I like Diantha as well, the Gen 6 one. She's really cool.
Yeah, I guess I was expecting more from her.
Well, your expectations are high.
Oh yeah, I mean,
The
obviously,
best trainer in the region. the person who's the best at the point of the game and the entire game.
I mean, the pacing to Gen 6 started off excellent, and then went all downhill.
You think so?
I do. I mean, I've always like, not that I
You've
want.
always said that even before the game came out.
Not that I want to challenge, but like I don't get like every gym should be 10 levels. When you're at gym 1, be at level 10. When you're at gym 2, be at around level 20.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be like that because then when you get to the Elite 4, you should probably be around level like 90.
That's too much, right?
But if they I mean, they just got to fix the pacing.
You mean like adjust the rate at which you level up too?
Yeah, or something like that. Like because when you went at least in Gen 6, because that's the only game I can ever remember playing. When I got to the first gym, I was at around level 11. When I got to the second gym, because it was so long to get from gym 1 to gym 2, I was at level 20, and I thought I was too powerful, but I wasn't. And then it was like, all right, you're about level 30 when you get to gym 3. And then
but then like if you get to the end of the game and all your Pokemon are level 90, like there is something to be said about the I think a lot of people care about the grind up to level 100, and people always talk about the first Pokemon that they got to level 100.
Yeah.
So I think if that were the case, would you want the level cap increase as well?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the level cap for competitive battling, or even online, unless you set like no rules, is 50. Like it always rounds everything down to 50.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like 50 is like once it's at 50, you're done. Unless you really want that grind.
Or like there's a move it doesn't learn.
Right,
right. Like the time I built a team for Nats, and then I realized that, and I was just training the Terrakion up to 50, and I was like, oh, it doesn't learn close combat until like 73. So I just like was playing a lot of that game on the train.
Ugh,
That's the worst.
it is terrible. There's no horde battles then either.
No.
Back in the day.
Jackson on Twitter asks, who is the best Mario Kart character in Mario Kart 8?
Any of the
Is Dry
heavies.
Bones in that game?
Absolutely.
He is not.
Why would I even buy that game? Dry Bones.
Because of Morton.
Okay, so
Who is Morton?
Morton
Koopa
Morton
Kids.
is one of the Koopa kids. Actually, Logan, I would not say the heavies. You would
Why?
think. This blew my mind. Let me tell you, because
Okay.
I'm on the Mario Kart subreddit a lot,
Uh-huh.
and there's a lot of people that post that they use lightweights like Baby Rosalina or Toad or Yoshi. Well, Yoshi's more of a middleweight, but they use these lightweights and they get pushed around by like Morton and Bowser and DK, and they're like, I can't play competitively because I'm getting pushed. What I forgot, and what like somebody opened my eyes to, is that the carts and the wheels have weights too. So I played Donkey Kong in the Landship, which is one of the lightest carts, which gives me pretty decent. Gives me pretty good acceleration, pretty good top speed. My VR is 4,000, no big deal. But anyways, I played Donkey Kong in the Landship, and Toad in like the Mach 8 with steel wheels is actually heavier than Donkey Kong in the Landship.
Huh.
And if you do a super heavyweight like Bowser or Morton, you don't get as good as a boost that you do with a lighter heavyweight like Donkey Kong or Rosalina. That's why you see a lot of Rosalinas online, because they're matching top speed still, but they're getting a better boost than what Morton would get.
Man, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
so cool.
Morton is. I like, what's his name? Roy. Roy's really cool.
Boy. Yeah, he's got the shades.
Yeah.
I really like Roy. He's
so
a medium lightweight. I mean, medium heavyweight.
Yeah. So I don't think I like playing as Donkey Kong, but if I was not to pick Donkey Kong, it'd probably be like Shy Guy. Those are my two picks.
My pick is Morton, and my second pick is Roy.
Morton, here's a moo.
But there's your fun facts about weights. It's interesting to bring a baby's weight higher than a heavyweight's weight, because it's possible.
Yeah.
Then you won't get pushed around online.
Huh.
I was super excited to answer that question because I love Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, we should have Mario Kart 8 cast.
Yeah.
Don't invite me.
You're missing out, Travis. It's the reason to buy a Wii U.
Travis, we can start the Hearthstone cast. There's actually like 10 of those. But
Welcome to the Circle of Healing. I'm your host.
do you need a blessing?
Do you need a blessing? or like this is do you want to hear my leper gnome impression?
Go for it.
I feel icky. Give me a big hug.
That's really good.
That is really good.
Loot hoarder. Mind if I roll need?
Oh my god, that was exactly him.
Travis, you don't even need a podcast. You just need to record audio samples and then release them on a daily basis. You'd be fine.
For the war chief, for Hellscream.
do the Clint Eastwood guy. That's the
Clint Eastwood guy.
The rogue plays him on turn 1 with the coin. And then
yeah. This is our town, scrub. Yeah, beat it.
yeah.
That's Defias Bandit, or no, Defias Ringleader and Defias Bandit.
Oh man, Travis. 2 days ago, I played that card 3 times, and then with Shadow Step twice, and then I played Edwin Van Cleef. Yeah. He was a 16/16, and it was awesome. So that's some more Hearthstone stuff.
More stuff Steve can cut out.
Oh no, keeping it in. All filler. That's what our shows are.
All filler, no killers.
At Looney Lucario writes in, what megas do you want in ores, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire?
The ones that they showed already. Camera up.
Camera up.
Mega camera.
I think it would be really interesting to have a mega evolution of a not fully evolved Pokemon.
Like what they're gonna do to Pikachu?
Like Megachu. That would be interesting because then it gives actual incentive to not evolve a Pokemon. I think that would be cool.
That would be cool.
In terms of fully evolved Pokemon, that I think would be cool to see a mega of Megatorkoal. Needs it.
Default answer, Mega Huntail. That was Gen 3, right?
Yep.
He needs some love. He needs some love. At the Solus Star, what do you want to hear most provided by the live orchestra? I don't know. I'm pretty open to anything.
Yeah. I mean, that opening battle music is pretty iconic, so that.
I don't know. I guess what I don't want to hear is other people's opinions when I go. Like, I was so worried when I went to the Zelda thing that like dude next to me was gonna be like, they should have played Song of Sorrow from Ocarina. Nah. Is that even? I don't even know if that's a song. I just made that up. It's like, they're playing what they're playing, man. Shut up and listen.
It's like they think it's like a rock show, or they can just be like, Freebird! You call out requests and at an orchestral concert.
Were your fears realized, Steve, or was the guy next to you?
No, I didn't. I mean, both people on either side of me were very, very quiet people. So
Excellent.
I got lucky, I guess.
They were in cosplay, but it was a very quiet cosplay.
No cosplayers near me. There was a very big, oversized suit Ganondorf in the front row, though, but not in front of me, off to the side. Okay, what do we got here? At Big Dude Art. What do you think about the beefiness of Mega Swampert?
Pretty beefy.
Yeah, he definitely lifts, bro.
I got, yeah.
I gave this guy best question on Twitter.
This question.
You gave him the hashtag best question.
Yeah. Swampert's cool. I mean, yeah.
A lot of people were thought it was sort of silly how big Swampert gets, but I mean Swampert's already pretty big to begin with, so I thought it was an appropriate increase to warrant a Mega Evolution.
He looks really goofy from the sides. like Mega Gengar. Like when you just see him, you think he's like coming out of the ground, and then you see his little tiny baby feet.
Yeah.
Oh, behind him.
And it's adorable. And I think Swampert has sort of the same deal, because when they showed the like animation of him pounding the ground, and you're like, oh, Miss Leg Day.
I'm so confused by like he's not water fighting with them arms.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the Mega Evolution? I thought you meant Swampert.
No, Mega Swampert he can be ground on whatever, but water fighting, I felt like I don't know. Ultra Wolf or Wolf A, if you want to pronounce the E. Why did Arceus let the USA lose at soccer? I would assume because he also let the Japanese lose at soccer.
Yeah.
Because we don't care here.
I believe it's called football.
It's a call back to that other question. He's rebelling against balls in general because Pokeballs are very uncomfortable to Pokemon.
So think of it this way. I'm sure that in Belgium they care about football more, right? So like if Belgium had lost, there would be more people very upset. It was a utilitarian decision on the part of Arceus.
Arceus works in mysterious ways, and it's not our place to question.
Maybe because social media has been invented. This thing.
Do you think that the team that wins is the team that has the most hashtags?
Possibly. I think that's how American Idol works.
Right.
But I feel like as years pass, as the date that goes up, people care more about stuff like the Olympics, like the World Cup.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I think is cool. And I think that plays. I think for me, like, I don't really care. I don't care about any sports. Let me put that out there. Do not care. I like being inside, looking at tweets, not regarding sports. But as things get more and more popular, I get more frustrated at people who are like, "Oh, it's just soccer," because it's like, yeah, it's just soccer, but it's cool that like it's another thing that like brings people together, and it's happening.
Yeah.
So just like accept it. I don't know. Pretty much, I'm just calling out Travis right now.
Yikes.
No. I see it the same way as like I don't want people to do that to like be like, oh, it's just Pokemon, like it's just a kid's thing, or it's just like like when you go to a Pokemon event, you like see all these people that love the same thing. So to me, it's cool seeing all these people get so excited that Brazil scored a goal, and it's just like, I don't know who that dude is, but he looks pretty freaking talented to be running 90 minutes, sweating his whole weight off, and that people in this restaurant care. I don't know. I just think that stuff's kind of, maybe it's just because I'm getting old.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like I dislike people's enjoyment of sportings, but I don't really. I've never been one to enjoy spectating or performing.
I enjoy that people enjoy it, I think, is what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also, Pikachu is the Japanese mascot. I don't know how soccer works. I think they still play. Maybe they got eliminated. I don't know how soccer works.
No, I think they're done.
I think they're done. But I don't think the USA is done yet. But it doesn't matter because the Simpsons already predicted that it's going to be Brazil versus Germany. So even if you don't follow sports, if it ends up being Brazil versus Germany, then the Simpsons predicted it, and that's all that matters.
Okay.
Crow Hogan 33 asks us our favorite ice cream flavor.
Vanillux.
Yeah. I did mention before my favorite ice cream flavor, which is the butter pecan. Although there is my brother lives in the city of Columbus, Ohio. There's an ice cream shop there that has a whole bunch of very unusual ice cream flavors. One of them they call Queen City Cayenne, which is chocolate with cayenne pepper. Which is probably the most strange flavor they have there. And it's all very good ice cream, but my favorite is Brambleberry Crisp. It's a good one. So if you're ever at Jenny's, JENI''S, in Columbus, Ohio, tell them Travis sent you, and they won't know what that means.
Is the cayenne chocolate good?
Yeah, it is quite good, yeah.
Interesting.
You can actually order it online. I think you can order ice cream to your home.
Yeah, they put it in like these like almost like coolers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Amazon does the same thing. It's hard to explain on an audio only podcast. I like a lot of Ben and Jerry's flavors, especially their creme brulee. Is that how they? Whatever. I like that.
Yeah, you got it.
Anything Ben and Jerry's is pretty good.
My favorite is Late Night Stack, which is
Ooh.
potato chip ice cream, and it's delicious.
Nick in the World tweets in, why don't Golem get more love? Seriously, they're cute and useful somehow.
I love Golem.
He's in Pokemon Snap.
I like Golem. I think a lot of it has to do with just the vast amount of Pokemon that have that typing in Gen 1 specifically. I mean, I say vast, but it's not that huge. But the fact that there's also Onyx, which has the same typing and that sort of thing, then it sort of gets lost, I think.
Yeah, I think Geodude and Zubat got a lot of hate for that line in particular.
All those caves.
I can see Golem getting a Mega Evolution. Not before Machamp, though. I am so set on Machamp getting a Mega Evolution. He's definitely getting one.
You would have so many arms.
Who wouldn't like that? Who wouldn't like?
What if it just becomes all arms?
Very scary. He's already the scariest Pokemon if you think about it too hard. He's basically a man.
Oh gosh. Let's see. Bordeaux Batman tweets in, what is your favorite color?
Blue.
Used to be blue. I'm shifting towards green these days in my later years.
Betrayer.
I'm a big fan of orange.
Wow.
Shocking. Yeah, I like orange a lot.
Orange is not. Orange is like one of the least chosen colors for favorite color, so it's unique to have.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's dumb. What I said was dumb.
No, it's whatever. King Gumi, Kelly, I believe he is in Ireland now. Not that that's relevant to any listeners, but he used to be in Canada. Fun fact. Who is your favorite fan favorite, and why is it me? What's everything you do behind the scenes to make your show so successful? Travis, it's all Travis that makes it successful. He stays up countless hours
Editing the show,
rewinding the VHSs we record on.
paying for the servers. Well, the best part is that, I don't do anything for this show except come on it all the time.
We got Logan who slaves over a hot stove to feed us before and after.
Yeah, man. I definitely even fed myself before the show.
This is getting late. I guess I do everything for the show. A lot of people podcast and then ask me what kind of equipment I use or whatnot. Obviously, if you're on a PC, I think most people use Audacity. I use a combination of programs. I use to record through Skype, Audio Hijack Pro. It does cost money. Then I cut and edit using GarageBand, and then I publish the show using an app called Feeder. So that kind of combination is what gets you guys the show. It's hosted on a server, of course. The show, if we do in real time, we've been recording for over an hour, which means I have probably an hour of cutting and editing. It's usually match. So if I record for 2 hours, there's 2 hours to cut and edit and publishing, then to publish the show. Prep wise, I don't think there's really any prep before the show.
There used to be more, but I think we've just sort of gotten to the swing of things. Like we can quickly look up what the news of the week was, and finding content's easier. And I think as we've done it for this many episodes, it sort of comes naturally at this point.
Right.
I have like an hour long yoga routine that I do before every show.
Stretch it all out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny because like I listen to a lot of other just podcasts, whether it's gaming or whatnot, and I can understand like when our listeners get upset if we get something wrong, like a type or a move or whatever. But it's like funny like listening to like other video game shows which are more vast. They're not as specific as like a Pokemon Central show, and they got a lot of stuff wrong too. And you don't hear them like looking up stuff or and we do, but we cut and edit that, which is very different than what other shows do. Like to me, listening, and I guess this is some advice. Like when I'm listening to a show, I don't want to hear like the typing and then the looking up and like the verifying. Like you lose that like natural conversation.
Yeah.
Of like being in the moment, and it's okay to like get things wrong and not to be right, because that's funnier and that's more human. Like if I wanted facts, I wouldn't be listening to a podcast. I'd be looking.
That's a really good point.
Just go on Google.
So, and there's nothing wrong with looking up and editing. We've probably done it like twice this show, but then it's very easy to go back and just to like cut that out. And I started talking about this because a couple listeners wanted me to do like podcasting tips, and I'm still working on that. But really, it's just like a bunch of paragraphs like slammed together, and I'm trying to like bring it down so like it's easier to read. So I'm still working on that. But if you're thinking about starting your own podcast, like kind of like think of that. Like you never want to be recording, and if it takes you out of the conversation, it's probably going to take your listener out of the conversation. Because I like
conversation. Well, I think as this conversation is going more towards like what the philosophy of our show is, what the MO of our show is, right? I think that for us, it's more important to put out a show than it is to put out an hour of. We're not a how-to podcast, right? We're not a podcast that's telling you how to be the best competitive battler. We'll talk about that sometimes. We'll talk about our opinions and tips and things, but ultimately I think our priority is making a show. It's like for entertainment purposes, and I guess all podcasts, almost all of them are for that, but But I think what makes um, why people come back to our show is because we focus, like you said, on the conversation and making a display, a show.
Yeah, we're pretty funny
for the most part. What? Oh god, that's not gonna get old. Let's see here. Why is there? This is from at Reader23. Why is there a light and dark Pokemon that counter each other in regions like Absol or Bayleaf or Zangoose or Seviper? So I think he just not light and dark is in types. I think he just means rivals. I wish there was more Pokemon that rivaled each other. I think Magmar and Electabuzz are rivals, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least in the anime they are.
Yeah, and then Jinx is supposed to be in that trio as well, and then they were kind of like, let's just make it all about Magmar and Electabuzz.
since Jinx is just horrible.
Yeah.
Jinx could be so cool if they gave that Pokemon a Mega Evolution.
Or just an opera singer or something that might be.
When we saw that fan art of that like Gypsy, do you remember that?
No.
Oh well, never mind. Skip it. Anyways, somebody had somebody had Jinx evolve into a Gypsy, and it looked really cool. I mean,
they weren't racially insensitive enough with the first one.
Obviously I don't know why there are rivals, except that if I was making 700 plus creatures, I would want them to rival each other.
It's a good way to get 2 Pokemon with 1 stone.
I think Durant and Heatmore are rivals. I think Pokemon that rival each other are really cool and are more interesting than just Pokemon that exist. Unless it's Farfetch, which is cool on its own because people eat Farfetch. Obviously.
They do. They do, though.
I'm still laughing about Wop Zip.
Gonna get off that train anytime soon. At Nintemp, I think like Nintendo, but then Temple. Will Ruby and Sapphire have online co-op? You and a pal versus the computer like Gen 4 did. I don't remember this in Gen 4. What did Gen 4 do? That you and a pal versus computer.
Oh yeah, that like the rental thing where you could team up with a friend. That was awesome. But I think that was Gen 5 though, wasn't it?
The subway. Yeah, the only thing I can think of like that would be the subway, which was Gen 5. Yeah.
But it was still really awesome. I hope they do that again for Oars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always like things that make it easier to play with friends. That's always been, one of the most important points of Pokemon, and I think they've definitely made a lot of improvements in the later generations in making that easier, whether it be being able to trade or battle regardless of whether you are like, do I talk to the second person to the right in the Pokemon Center or the so that was a good thing, and also multi-battles was a really good introduction in Gen 6. So yeah, I'm looking forward to more connectivity options going forward.
At Fish Food, except with an I, it's a 1. Heather writes in, as an adult getting back into the Pokemon game, where would a be? Words.
I'm not gonna do it again.
Where? Why do I run an audio podcast? This question still blows me away every episode. Where is a good place to start to catch up?
X and Y is fine.
X and Y, or if you don't have a 3DS and you have a DS still, then I would say Heart Gold, Soul Silver. But if you have a 3DS, I don't think there's really any better reintroduction than X and Y. I mean, you've got a lot in that game that's trying to build on the nostalgia that you already have for those first set of games, whether it be in giving you early starters or just a lot of references to Kanto.
Yeah. I think Travis hit the nail on the head. If 3DS, X and Y, regular DS, Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Yeah,
Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
I'm hoping that that kind of like perfection from Heart Gold and Soul Silver make it into ores.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, the menu was great, everything
Yeah, it
was
was.
great. Also, they had the Poke Walker thing, which was amazing.
Oh yeah, very cool.
Love that thing.
Which was like the most accurate pedometer on the market.
Yeah,
at that
for
time.
quite a while.
Amazing.
That was pretty awesome. Burnt Puffins, Jose writes in, who is your favorite villain team and why?
Yeah.
Galactic, maybe?
Ooh, Galactic's a good choice.
I wish I liked Team Flare more. I wish there was more going on there, but I think I like original Team Plasma the most. I like the dynamic. Spoiler alert! But I like the dynamic of all these people thinking they're working for some sort of advocacy, but the higher ups have a completely different picture in mind. I think that's the most interesting dynamic there because there's a discrepancy even between the members, especially between like N and Getsus.
That's a really good compelling point for that team.
Yeah, you almost sold me on that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm with Travis. I wish I liked Team Flare more.
Yeah.
Team Rocket, of course, in game is very different than Team Rocket in the anime. Obviously, video game Team Rocket, their goals and priorities are way better in execution than anime Team Rocket, and I like that a lot. Kind of unfair that Team Rocket had 2 games. Yeah, I can't really side with Magma or Aqua or Galactic, really.
I thought the stakes were really high with Galactic,
Yeah.
So I liked that.
Yeah. I just don't remember it as well, but like Team Flare and Team Plasma and Team Rocket just stick with me very hard, but if I was to pick out of those 3, it'd have to be Team Rocket. Which is unfortunate because I don't want to sound like that person that's like, oh, like the original is the best, but
Gen 1 forever.
Gen 1. But Team Rocket had a pretty cool, just overall goal. John at Crowhunga33. What is your favorite generation of Pokemon for each host?
6.
6?
Yep. I love it. I love the modern generation.
I always have trouble answering this question because my normal answer is Gen 2, but it's hard for me to go back and play a game that's that dated, regardless of how much I like it. There are very few exceptions to that. Like, I'll still play through Chrono Trigger every once in a while. I don't really think that that game in particular will never get to a point for me where I'd feel like it's too dated to play, but Gen 2 is really hard to play because of all the improvements that have come in generations further. But those games and then the remakes of them, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, are my favorites. So either Gen 2 or Gen 4.5, I guess. Gen 6 is also a close one.
Yeah, I'm going to say Gen 6. Probably followed by Gen 6.
Again.
We already answered that one. Pokemon Breeder MR, Ferdit or Linoon? Is that how you say it?
Linoon? I don't know.
I like Linoon more.
Yeah.
Sleeker.
I'd agree. Very sleek, like a Benz.
Like a what? Is that one of those automobile things?
Just like that.
One of these horseless carriages?
One of them Audis. Yeah. One of those horseless carriages. You drive said vehicles in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, that vehicle. Oh my gosh.
I can't wait for that to come. Spoiler alert. Mario Kart 8 is getting a Benz that you can drive.
Pretty awesome. It's free DLC, right?
It is, yeah. It's free. Free this summer.
Yeah.
That's I should have read ahead, but that was actually the last question.
Oh.
It's a very suspenseful ending. Should we do like least favorite generations? I felt like that was asked, but I might have missed it.
Gen 3.
Black and white for sure. That's my
Wow.
least favorite. Yep.
Black and white is also my least favorite.
If you count Black and White, it's still Gen 5, but if you count Black and White 2 as a separate game, it was even hard for me to finish that one, which the same can be said of Gen 3, but one of those two, those two are definitely near the bottom. And it's almost impossible to play Gen 1 anymore in the same way that, like I said, it's hard to play Gen 2, but yeah, I just don't like Pokemon, I guess, is what I'm getting. No. Yeah, probably Gen 3 is my least favorite, with Black and White 2 being a close second least favorite. Or second, whatever.
Yeah, I would probably say Black and White 2, followed by Black and White.
I didn't even play Black and White 2 because I hated Black and White so much. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Black and White, I like Black and White.
It was okay. It just didn't like, in retrospect, it doesn't like, it left, it's like eating a really good meal and then being on the toilet all night.
Why did I do this?
It was worth it at the time, but now I want to repress that memory. That's how I feel about Black and White. But like that's like such a hard question to like people that like Pokemon. Like just because I say that's my least favorite generation, that doesn't mean like I hate it. I just
I was very harsh with the Black and White being so bad that I didn't play Black and White 2. I mean, like I finished Black and White, I loved it, just like I love every Pokemon game, and then it was just like when Black and White 2 came out, I was like, I've probably played too much Pokemon recently.
Same with me and Gen 3 and Black and White 2. I enjoyed them a lot, and I loved that they were Pokemon, but the fact that I wasn't constantly being brought back to the game, I wasn't hooked like I was to all of those. When I say it was hard to finish, I think that's more what I mean, because when Gen 6 came out, like I played through that game very quickly, and it was impossible to put down, which is not the case for Gen 3 or Black and White 2, at least in my experience.
Yeah.
Well said. Cool. Well, I think what we'll do is, this segment was way longer than I thought, but I don't think you guys complain, because you guys always want longer shows. So what we'll do is we'll take a quick break, and then all we have left is Pokemon of the Week, and then we'll say our goodbyes. So hang tight. And we are back from our break to give you Pokemon of the Week. This week's Pokemon is Zigzagoon.
Yeah!
Based on Logan's incredible love of the tiny raccoon Pokemon. Raccoons are cool. Hey, there was a raccoon in my dumpster the other day.
Cool.
That's
I don't know why that made me laugh, but like I get in my car, which is there's like the dumpster to my apartment is like 3 parking spots away from where my car is. So I'm pretty close to said raccoon. And like raccoons they're dangerous animals, no doubt about it. So I was like, it's looking at me right now, so I'm just gonna hang it up on my car. And then, like, I was kind of, like, out of view of the raccoon, and he, like, jumped back in the dumpster. And then, like, when I walked out, he, like, heard me starting to walk, so he jumped back up on the edge of the dumpster and was, like, staring me down. But then was, like, holding, like, a pack of, like, I don't know, whatever was thrown out that he was eating. He or she, I don't want to gender judge this raccoon. That is that story was going nowhere, but I was semi close to a raccoon. I probably didn't have pickup or gluttony. Could have had quick feet though. Those abilities. Pickup brings you rare candy apparently.
Pickup just gets
Yeah,
you as
it
it
gets
walks
you-
around. It'll pick up a random item. The higher the level of the Pokemon, the better the item. Generally, there's a chart for it that explains it, but there's specific items that randomly only appear at a certain level range. Like I think it's like 30 through 40, you can get a King's Rock, but when you get to level 90 to 100, you get rare candies at a pretty good frequency.
Yeah, it can also give you a PP up and even a leftovers.
Do you have to like be in grass or can this
Now
be
you
a
just walk around.
bicycle?
Just walk around.
Doesn't matter
Yep.
where you are.
Does it have to be
And-
the first in your party list?
Nope.
No.
Oh, okay.
You can have 6 Zigzagoons and they all pick stuff up for you. And especially like early game, having a great ball, like you just 10% of the time you'll have a great ball, and that's pretty crazy, right? Really early. I don't know. I love him. Love Zigzagoon.
Gluttony. Was that what eating berries?
It eats its berries at a higher HP threshold. I don't remember exactly what it is. I think it's maybe instead of like, gluttony causes the Pokemon to eat berries that would normally be eaten at 25% HP or lower, at 50% HP or lower instead. It has no effect on berries such as the Oran berry or the Figgy berry, which are normally eaten at 50% HP or less. So yeah, it can be. There are situations where it can be useful. Like I know people do Linoon with citrus berry and belly drum, so that it gets to 50%, then eats the citrus berry, so it gets a decent amount of its HP back, and then has the +6 attack boost, which is gimmicky but fun.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Belly Drum is legit.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Azumarill online do Belly Drums?
Right.
Billadroom.
Billadroom.
Linoon and Zigzagoon have the same abilities. I know sometimes when they evolve, their abilities switch up, but still pickup, still gluttony, and still quick feet, which increases the speed stat by 50%, I think.
Yeah, when you're inflicted with paralysis, burn, or poison. I was going to say sleep, but when you're asleep, it doesn't.
That's the one that you wanted Mega Raichu to have.
Oh, yeah. Mega Raichu, that Pokemon.
And also the speed drop from paralysis doesn't happen in the same way that the attack boost from burn doesn't happen for guts.
Right,
Yep.
yeah. Zigzagoon sits at a 240 base stat, respectable. Only weak to fighting. And has a pretty sweet shiny. It's like a
Slightly more brown.
I'd say it has a little red to it.
Maybe even auburn.
Yeah, it's not the worst alter brown color that.
Yeah.
It's like it's actually a shiny version of that Pokemon. You know? Like a brighter version. Yeah, he looks dull and gray compared to his shiny.
Some trivia, as Bulbapedia always provides. Zigzagoon is one of 2 Pokemon left out of the Hoenn Pokérap. The other is Relicanth.
What? They didn't put him in the Pokérap?
Let's
That's
back
so
up.
sad.
Hoenn had its own Pokérap?
Right.
You don't need to hear it. It's really bad.
Oh, okay.
It's terrifying. The gang's all here.
Wait, is it the
It's
same?
a lot.
Is it the same guys doing it?
No,
Probably
it's
not.
not.
Oh, whatever. Charmeleon. Oh man, remember that? It's so good.
I'm the one doing all the work here.
So a shiny Zigzagoon was given to games from an interactive demo to fix a berry glitch.
Huh.
So there was some kind of berry glitch in the game. So they gave out a shiny Zigzagoon to fix it. due to this being available for over 3 years in North America, Zigzagoon has the honor of having the longest event.
Wow.
I did not know they were giving out like when this must have been when I stopped playing Pokemon. Like this must have been Gen 3 primarily.
Yeah, I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, I don't remember it either. I would have been all over that.
Yeah, because he was introduced in Gen 3. Yeah. Gen 3. Zigzagoon appears in the anime quite a bit. There's an episode list, of course. He's in the manga.
Manga?
I don't know why I was word. It's like
he's in the Magna Carta.
There's like a picture of a Mumblepedia in the comics, and he's pretty cute.
He's a cutie.
What moveset would we use? It sounds like belly drum is doable.
Yeah, probably belly drum set.
Yeah, if you're doing, I mean, Linoon, I'm assuming is what you're doing, because
the Raccoon Cup maybe, where you're only using Furrets and Zigzagoon.
Yeah, I think as gimmicky as it is, I think it's one of the more viable ones. You could also do something with like a Flame Orb to activate Quick Feet, and then like return Play Rough. Does it get Aqua Jet? For some reason, I feel like it might.
It gets Surf. No Aqua Jet.
Then in that case, I guess return Play Rough. Gosh.
Thunderbolt.
Not a lot to deal with here.
It has what is it? It's attack and special attack are the same.
Are they?
You can mix it up. Nope. It's when it evolves into Linoon, its attack goes up to 70 and its special attack is 50.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I lied. Yeah, no Aqua Jet. It can learn Trick. If you
that would be cool. You could have a Burn Orb activate and then trick it over. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Or if you have to breed it with a Spinda for that trick. I always think gimmicky moves are super cool
because they are.
Well, because they work in like super like specific situations really well, but then when that situation comes up, you're just like owned.
Yeah, that's all for Zigzagoon.
Yay.
And then, of course, when you start Gen 3, Professor Birch, if I'm not mistaken, is like getting chased by Zigzagoon. He's a terrible professor.
Oh.
Just a terrible, terrible professor. Yeah. And that's the show, guys. We have Logan. Sir Logan, where can they find you?
Twitter.com/Logan Jenkins. Yep.
Travis.
Twitter.com/TheTravisW.
And you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/DraggingALake. Also, my Wii U Nintendo ID thing is the same, Dragging a Lake. And I play Mario Kart still, primarily on Fridays and Monday nights. So if you want to race, just let me know.
I'm letting you know right now. I'm letting you know.
Friday?
Yeah.
Friday it up.
Was Friday 4th of July? Yeah, I'm not doing anything for 4th of July. I'm excited to do nothing.
Sweet deal.
You can follow the show on Twitter at Pokemon Podcast. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/PKMNcast. I think we need 4 more likes to hit some milestone or something. Internet. We need like 9 more reviews in iTunes to hit 400 reviews. So yeah, it would be cool to hit 400 reviews. If you guys haven't done so, please review us in iTunes. As always, we are on Stitcher Radio, iTunes, Scatter Radio, Omni Radio for our Australian listeners. And I think that's it. I'm probably forgetting something. But thank you, Travis.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you, Logan.
You're very welcome.
This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
super effective.
Wow.
Good night.